There aren't any mutas yet out on the field, but they are in production. There's already 8 of them. The first few just spawned now, and he's putting up a third hatchery. This is something that Zergs have not been doing enough. Zerg production, especially when you're going 2-base muta, you end up with a lot of extra minerals. Getting up this third hatchery allows you to produce banelings and zerglings a lot more than you would off just the 2-base. So a very good play here by Dimaga. Unfortunately, with these Mutalisks, he's going to come into here and find a lot of Marines with combat shield and some turrets, and he's not going to be able to do as much harassment as he wanted to. Of course, right now he's thinking, okay, if I go do some harassment with these mutas, I can get this third base up here, which he is just trying to do now. But unfortunately, he's not going to get any harassment in. And now we are seeing BratOK switch into more of a factory play, getting his second factory up and an armory. So clearly we are going to see tanks and Thors, or maybe just tanks, I don't know. Probably Thors too, though. He is researching siege tech, and the Baneling nest is also completed here for Dimaga. Dimaga may be looking to double expand here, as this base is not finished and he's already taken out the destructible rocks here. He probably knows that there is no push incoming. Very nice job by Dimaga, and I didn't notice this, but are creep tumors a structure? They are. So Reapers actually get to use their D8 charges against them. That is pretty killer. But looks like BratOK is going to get to see this natural expansion coming up. And why is the Queen attacking his own hatchery? Oh, that's terrible. But these mutas are going to pick off these Reapers if he can get some good positioning on them. He does not. The Reapers are going to get a little bit more scouting information in. But, wow, Dimaga is taking his 4th base. So should be fairly interesting. BratOK still sticking to heavy Marines, lots of tanks, no Thors. I thought we were going to see Thors, but I was wrong. The armory must be just for the level 1 upgrades. It is not happening quite yet, but it probably will be coming soon. Level 2 infantry upgrades. Actually, you know what? My bad. That is what the armory was for. I completely went brain dead there for a second and forgot that level 2 and 3 weapon upgrades for the Terran infantry requires the armory. But anyways, Dimaga countering the upgrades with his own set of upgrades. He has already upgraded 1-1 on his Zerglings, and looks like he has not upgraded his mutas at all yet. But kind of peculiar here, BratOK, even though he knows that there are 4 bases now out for Dimaga, I guess he doesn't know about this base yet. Excuse me, doesn't know about this base yet. He needs to get another base up and running. He is building that command center. He's got the engineering base, so when he plops it into position, he will be able to morph it into an orbital command, or sorry, planetary fortress. The Zerglings won't be able to take him out, and won't be able to take out any of the SCVs really if the orbital or if the planetary fortress is there. And I am getting a little bit tongue-tied here because that is a lot of Banelings. Burrow is not researched. I would like to see Burrow researched, and the Hive is now being morphed. And no, it looked like the Hive was cancelled. So what is Dimaga thinking? So right now BratOK thinks that the Hive is on the way. He probably thinks the Ultras are coming, or the Broodlords, but instead Dimaga is going to stick to tier 2 and stick with his Mutalisk, Baneling, and Ling army. And that is just so many Banelings, so many Zerglings. Once again, like I said, Burrow is not upgraded. Zergling speed is upgraded, of course. Baneling speed is upgraded. And he is now going for 2-2 on his ground army. And important to note, Banelings do get the upgrade from the melee damage, so they don't receive range upgrade or anything. They receive the melee just like their younger brother, the Zergling, does. But anyways, obviously BratOK is looking to take this gold, and he will put that into a planetary fortress. He had to kill off a creep tumor because there was just too much creep there, waiting for that to recede before he can plop it down. If he wanted right now, wow, that is even more Banelings. Where are all those other ones right now? Frick, that's a lot of Banelings. What is he going to do with that? I mean, there's a lot of Marines here, but a Stim Marine can run back or run away from a Baneling, and wow, he is pushing out here very boldly right now. These Banelings are going to come in and just raffle stomp them, though. Look at all the Zerglings pouring in, all the Banelings. My computer, thankfully, is not slowing down because of this, but there is a lot of Banelings and Zerglings. Wow. Planetary Fortress is not finished yet, so it is taking a lot of damage, but all of these Banelings pretty much cleaned up all of the infantry. BratOK is left with just a bunch of tanks. The Planetary Fortress is finished, but there are no SCVs repairing it. It is going down. It is dead. So now Dimaga is in a commanding lead, sitting at a full 4 bases saturated. BratOK is trying to do a little bit of harassment here with some drop Marines, but he was able to kill off a few drones, but he's going to lose all those Marines and that medevac. Dimaga may lose a couple Mutalisks, but really I don't think that was a very level trade. The medevac does go down. At the same time, BratOK is looking to push in the front. He needs to get out of there. That is just too many Zerglings. But wow, these siege tanks weren't quite sieged yet. If they were already sieged, a lot of those units would not have lived. The Banelings are trying to make their way to the Marines. All of the tanks go down. Most of the Marines do. Lots of low-life medevacs left in the air, but the Mutas are trying to clean them up. And wow, Dimaga trying to take a 5th base. That is bold. He's on 4 bases to 2 right now. BratOK has not rebuilt that command center yet. He is in trouble. He needs to come up with some kind of harassment, because at this point he is just going to get out-macroed by Dimaga. Dimaga's sitting at only 128 food right now, but he's sitting at over 600 minerals and was over at 1,000 gas, but he is clearly producing something. Producing 28 more Banelings, some Infestors. He is at Hive Tech now, and he is researching ground level 3 upgrades for his Zerglings and Banelings. And the drop here from BratOK trying to do a little bit more damage with siege tanks this time. But the Banelings come in. They are going to clean up virtually everything. Everyone says Banelings are terrible against mech, but when you have this many Banelings, they are good against anything. That is just phenomenal. So many Zerglings, so many Banelings, reproducing another 26 Zerglings. I don't think there's anything BratOK can do at this point to get back in this game. Dimaga has this on lockdown, and ooh, insult to injury, a ton of infested Terrans plopping down right underneath all of these medevacs. They are going to get taken out. Infested Terrans don't get... they do get upgrades from the range, but they do an 8 damage base, which is actually more than a Marine. So 8 damage base and .086. So yeah, more damage than a Marine, and the same range and same attack speed. So they do more damage than a Marine does. Of course, not Stim Marine, but still, it really doesn't matter at that point. It looks like BratOK's coming in to try to do another drop here with just 3 Marines. That's kind of measly. Wow. That Spire got taken out. I must have missed that. Sorry about that, guys. So much going on with these Mutas and Banelings and Zerglings. I must have missed that. BratOK probably just did a drop with one of these medevacs. I'll try to pay attention to that more, but it's a little bit tough when the player's blue and running across blue creep. It's just a little bit tough for me to see. I am colorblind. Don't hold it too much against me. Anyways, BratOK now trying to get his 3rd base up. That did buy him a little bit of time, allowing him to stop the Mutalistic production. But lo and behold, there is now an Ultralisk Cavern in production as well. So once Ultralisks come out, I really don't know what BratOK can do besides switch to a heavy Marauder play. Marauders actually would be a very good decision right now. They would be a very great support for the siege tanks. They wouldn't die to Banelings nearly as easily, but they would be susceptible to the Zergling attacks. Of course, Zerglings are a good unit to use against Marauders. I don't want to say counter, but they are a good unit to use against. And it looks like BratOK's trying to land this command center, but he's not going to be able to, because there are just so many so many Zerglings and so many Banelings pouring in on this army. BratOK can only stim and run back so long until these units finally catch up. And very nice fungal growth put down on the Marines and the medevacs, and Dimaga's army quickly catches up. Dimaga trying to go for a drop here, but it's not going to be enough, or BratOK was, I should say. And BratOK does GG, so Dimaga takes game 1.